what you're doing because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money. See, yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round. I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I drink a bottle of Hennessy you got on your shelf, so just let me introduce myself.
Welcome back to the Marching Arts Podcast. I am the Stress Master.
And I'm just going to be Cainan. Yeah, just Cainan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just join me. I'm just Jen.
Yeah, just Cainan.
I know, Cainan, I haven't seen you in a while because you were not here on the last time I sat in on the podcast.
Yeah.
So.
For the record, I haven't been fired or anything like that. As I said in my previous solo video, is that just got a lot going on at the moment. Selling my house, got a puppy. Went to his first puppy class today, by the way, and he got the award for best sitting. So
excellent.
Proud papa.
Well,
excellent.
Proud papa there. Proud
Best
papa there.
sitting.
Okay, so we have a couple. We have a lot to talk about today. We're going to try to keep it condensed. We're going to try to keep it concise because we've gotten some since our last podcast. We've gotten some show reveals, some kind of not really show reveals. I guess you can call them show reveals, teasers. I don't know what you want to call them, but more importantly, we passed 2,700 subscribers. So thank you guys so very much for that. And if you have not subscribed, please do so.
I have a really funny story about 2,700 subscribers because I went back to look at an old video, like one of the first ones I ever sat in on last year. And we're like, we just passed 2,000 subscribers. Let's get to 3,000 by the end of the month. And I was like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to be at 2,700 a year later.
Well, the thing I find frustrating though about the drum corps space on YouTube is that there seems, I don't know if you guys have noticed it. There seems to be a lot of so-called mainstream reactor channels that have suddenly discovered drum corps. And what people don't realize about those is not like they all of a sudden just like drum corps. It's the fact that somebody's paying them to react to their videos, We'll never charge you for it. You tell us what you want us to watch. We'll do it. We're not going to charge you for it. So if you like that idea, hit the subscribe button down below.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
For the love of the activity. We don't want your money. We do kind of.
Yeah. we want your subscribership though.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want us to start a Patreon, we can. So,
and unless you want to become a member of this channel, you can.
You can be. There you go. You can be a member of the channel.
Support the channel. Okay, so we're gonna jump into some stuff that we wanted to talk about. So let me go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna share my screen, so we're gonna see a quick cut here.
It's so funny. The Troopers, they came out with us. Obviously the last couple of years, they have released like the minute after finals what their show is going to be because this whole bookended trilogy thing. And what's interesting about it is people are like, look at what the Troopers did. Look how much that helped them and all this stuff and created hype. On the flip side, Phantom Regiment did that in 2019 with their I Am Joan show. They dropped it in like October thinking it would boost membership. And all it did was give the internet 8 long months to drag us. So, I mean, you pick the topic. We got drugged through the mud because we released the show so early. So if you are one of those people that crabs because drum corps don't release their shows early enough for your pleasure and discussion, let's talk about what kind of discussion you're having and what that does to the drum corps.
But you know what though? I mean, to be fair though, I mean, I think that we're going back to Phantom Regiment 2019. Now, I love Phantom Regiment. I'm a huge Phantom Regiment fan with a PH. Okay. That being said, when you're going to release your show that early, you better be damn good.
But that's what I'm saying is not every drum corps is damn good, and not every drum corps has a damn good show concept.
Yeah.
So there are two sides to the coin. If you're a troopers person and they have great show concepts, then you can roll that dice quite well because that's the story that they're telling. But when you're a Phantom Regiment and you've been struggling and you think this is going to sell our membership, then that's a risk we took and we lost that bet.
Yeah, because going back to I Am Joan, though, to me, the idea of I Am Joan was brilliant. And if I could think of any drum corps to celebrate strong women, I can't think of anybody better than Phantom Regiment. That being said, and this is no disrespect to the This is no disrespect to the members. This is no disrespect to the performers or anything like that. The product that they were given was a soup sandwich. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
it was a soup sandwich until mid tour when Tony came in, and
Yeah, and especially you watch that closer in 19. I don't know if Justin, maybe you can throw a little bit of video in here or something like that.
You'll see the magic.
But you watch that closer in 19, and you could see when they zoom in on those kids on the field singing is it 30 Seconds to Mars, isn't it?
Yeah.
When they're singing those lyrics of 30 seconds, you could see the passion in their eyes. They're feeling those words. And from that moment on, I was completely bought into that show. The problem is it took me about 10 minutes of an 11.5-minute show for me to get completely bought into it. So
yeah, I totally agree. Because when I watched that show, and I had never seen the show before we had started talking about it, and I went and watched it, it wasn't until the last minute that I really kind of like, oh, okay, now I see the show.
They're there, yeah.
For me, the solo dancer in the pre-show got me hooked, and then I was unhooked, and then I got rehooked again in about 10 minutes. So, but
as gimmicky as it is, I really liked the rifles being disguised as horn members. I loved that. I thought that was cool. I thought it was cool. I was like, yay, I like that. I was like, no mellophone player moves that well.
So anyway, the troopers dropped their stuff on like the night of semifinals, basically.
Yeah, so 10 months ago.
10 months ago. It was like 2 seconds after finals. They dropped it. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about shows that have just really been revealed.
Yes.
All right. So we have the Mandarins show reveal. I couldn't find it on the list, so we're going to just play it here.
I actually haven't seen this.
Yeah, I purposely didn't watch it. I have no idea who Will Healy is, but okay. So I got to turn it down. It's like even too loud. So Phineas.
You said that.
So they're doing music from Phineas from Billie Eilish's.
Is that her brother?
Yeah. Okay. What did that tell us, everybody? Let's do a little recap.
Nothing. They might.
Okay.
Didn't tell me anything. Maybe they're playing Tubular Bells. I don't know. I like the Phineas connection. For a 54-year-old dude who primarily listens to heavy metal, I'm actually a huge Billie Eilish fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I love anything that she does or anything that her brother's written. So yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, I was going to say this isn't necessarily Billie Eilish. This is Phineas O'Connor. Yeah. So I don't know his music apart from Billie Eilish.
But
so
I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if When the Party's Over isn't in there somewhere.
Yeah. What have I become? What am I made? What am I made for? That's Billie Eilish specifically. Yeah. I really, the first time I saw the name of the show, I was like, okay, whatever. But I like the tagline. What I will become will catch me, so that becomes a little bit more interesting to me.
But no, I mean, my initial thoughts of this show is it sounds like a kind of a typical Mandarins esoteric show. I miss the road they were taking down with Sinnerman.
You know.
I thought it. Go on, Justin.
Last year's show, when I first saw last year's show, I thought it was going to be much darker. And I think if they would have went down the darker road with that show and had more, and I think I've said this before, if they would have given us more context, like even audioly with some sort of audio clips, but all they had was the same kind of repetitive like motif going on, like audioly, it would have helped me understand their show a little bit better. And I think they could have gone more of like, okay, so this is New Orleans, but it's a haunted New Orleans, and we're gonna
Anne Rice's New Orleans.
Yeah, we're gonna explore kind of the darker side of New Orleans and maybe make it more of that kind of feel. But to me, it wasn't bad, but I didn't understand the show for a long time, and it took me way too long to get into the show.
Yeah,
I totally agree. When I look at last year's Mandarins show, I wanted to love it and I liked it. I wanted to love it, but I liked it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So do you remember when they did like the real dark gothic-y shows where they were hanging people and all that kind of stuff? You know, the 18 and 19 shows or whatever. Like that's like that was a logical jump from that to Sinnerman. I got it. I understood that jump. But then when they went to the Vauquer, like had they done dark voodoo New Orleans, that would have been great. That would have been logical. But they did Bourbon Street Funeral Procession New Orleans. They did the Joie de Vivre, type of New Orleans, and tried to kind of pigeonhole that dark side for their ballad or whatever. But I agree that I would have loved dark, angsty voodoo New Orleans a little bit more. So, but we're not talking about that year. We're talking about this year.
Yeah. To sum up, I think they played it a little bit safe last year. So, what I'm hoping from this show is that they go back to that Mandarins that take some chances. Because let's be honest, Sinnerman was rolling the dice.
Oh my gosh. That was lightning in a bottle.
It was, but it was also taking a chance and rolling the dice, and they were rewarded for it. And we do tend to find in our activity that cores that do roll that dice, if they pull it off well, tend to be rewarded well for it as well. So that's what I want from this show.
All right. So I just stumbled across this one from Columbians. We haven't watched this one, right? Bloom?
I don't think so.
All right, let's watch it. Shall we? All right, let's just take a look. I'm going to have to totally get rid of all the music.
Yeah, right.
This is kind of like a nice, bright, happy show. Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm liking the visuals. If the visuals are going to be like in the show, this bright, happy colors, I'm all down with it. Like a nice, bright show. I can be into that. Okay, and they have a smaller tour this year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Are they?
Go ahead.
Are they open class or all age?
Yeah, they're open.
Open? Okay.
Open class, yeah.
Everything just got. I unlocked everything now.
That's a fun little song list. They've got some interesting, like they have Post Malone, Leonard Bernstein, and Alan Menken that go the distance of Disney, Hercules.
You know what? Somehow, I think Leonard Bernstein. I think old Lenny would be completely okay with sharing a show with Post Malone.
Yes, Leonard Bernstein was not as for sure.
No, I think that's cool. I think that's cool. I wish him all the best. I've always, I'll be honest, I don't know a great deal about the Columbians. I'm not going to lie, but what I do know is that every time I've ever seen them, I thought, that's a pretty solid drum corps, and you don't hear any bad stuff coming out of them. So yeah, here's hope they do well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm going to do a quick
I
jump
need a
cut
happy
here.
show.
Sorry for all the cuts, but stuff is everywhere on the internet. We're going to be watching Santa Clara's show reveal, which doesn't really tell us much, but we're going to watch it anyway. It's just, the show is called Vanguard. Some Bella Bar talk in there. I like the colors.
I like to play on words as well.
Mm-hmm. I love their logo where you could still see Vanguard in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like it.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, if they do not come out wearing highlighter yellow and hot pink this year, I'm going to be really annoyed.
You know, put it in the color guard. Because the last time they donned any kind of fluorescent colors, y'all took them to task. Whatever.
Or
you didn't like the pajamas, so whatever.
Well, the pajamas are muted.
I'll tell you what, though, if they came out in those colors, right, that would be two giant middle fingers to the visual judges. That's daring
100.
Define problem.
Vanguard can do whatever they want in my book. They paid their dues.
Yes, I agree. They could do what they want. They paid their dues, but on the same token, I did shit all over them last year. I did shit all over for the pajamas show. And the what was it, the follow-up to Babylon. So I think Vanguard has been very hit or miss over the last several years. When they hit big. And when I think about that, I'm thinking about the Rite of Spring show they did.
Rite of Spring, Ouroboros. Yeah.
That I did a video on. Maybe Justin put a little link to it somewhere here.
Yeah.
Ouroboros, which I think was just completely and utterly overlooked.
I love that show.
Yeah.
God, I do. It was a good show, but I think it was really overlooked because it was so not Vanguard. Mm-hmm. The only thing that worries me about this is the definition of avant-garde doing stuff that's experimental. And obviously, we have the rule change this year for any instruments for solos.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fine.
I'm not. I am not an old dinosaur. Okay.
Yes, you are.
I swear to God, I'm not. No, I'm not. I genuinely like modern drum corps. I don't want to see a bloody saxophone on the field. I don't want to hear a clarinet, and I sure as shit don't want to hear an oboe. So.
Oh, see, I would like an oboe. I love oboe though, but see, I don't like. I'm okay. So here's the thing: is you don't see an oboe in regular marching bands. Like oboes aren't marching instruments because they're so finicky. Because marching band traditionally is a fall into winter sport. So I know we're all indoors nowadays, but oboes are so finicky in the weather they can't be a marching instrument. So I don't know how it would react in the summer, but I love the sound of an oboe. It is the most plaintively gorgeous. I love an oboe. I love a bassoon for the same reason. And I could see.
Do you play oboe by chance, Jen?
Not even a little bit.
In all seriousness, what I would say about Vanguard is this is really their sophomore season out. It's their second season back. It's the solidifying season from coming back from a year of inactivity. And I read somewhere as well the other day. I thought that was quite interesting. This is the first consecutive year Vanguard's had that on the field since 2019. That's mad to think about.
Yeah, crazy, right?
So there will have been a certain bump of members that had gone somewhere else in 23 and came back to Vanguard in 24, what happens in 25, So I think that it's really important that Vanguard puts out an avant-garde show that's going to make sure that they get those members that want to do that. And I'm cool with that. So
I'm looking forward to this. I think this will build off last year.
Yeah, I do too. And I think anybody that overlooks Vanguard is overlooking Vanguard at their peril. So
Exactly. It kind of reminds me of, I think it was their 99 show when they did innovations for a new millennium or something like that.
Did they year? Yeah.
Yes, with Blue Devils.
Love that show.
That's a great show.
I need to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
I've never watched either of those shows.
It's actually on my compilation video. You guys can watch. It's going to be up here in the corner.
Look at that lead in.
Okay. All right. So this, when I saw this for the first time, I got Fallout 76 vibes.
Yep, I'm cool with that.
So
what is that?
It was a game, but now it's a show.
Oh,
it's
Fallout. Okay.
Fallout,
okay.
but it's Fallout 76 is kind of the thing. But let's take a watch because this is kind of trippy. Why did it go? Oh, there we go. I thought it was
the zoom in the American market after the war, the unprecedented volume of goods of all kinds, and the implications of that rise are truly staggering.
It will be an adventure that will open new sights in familiar surroundings.
Futurama's free-flowing channels of concrete and steel. We didn't dream big enough.
You'll have to know what happens when an atomic bomb explodes.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I'm curious to see whether. Yeah, there's so many questions. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to that one.
I know, and I'm gonna get to see him here.
Story. I know that's so exciting. I get to see him in the Cal. So you're gonna
all those visual possibilities and that color guard.
Yeah, it's gonna be a storyboard, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. No offense,
and not really a hot take, but kind of a medium take. I'll tell you who didn't want to see this was probably the Blue Devils, because obviously Boston's going to be meeting up with Blue Devils on first tour. So, I think this is going to be very, very interesting. I think it's kind of it's not really a progression on from Glitch, but I think that you've maybe got a little bit of a taste of the visual element from Glitch that you'll probably see in this show. I'm just totally down for it. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'll be interested to see. I'll be interested to see if they can take it all the way to the top on this one. I think so Boston has been kind of teetering in that third through first position for a long time, for quite a while.
They've got to win it at some point.
Yeah, 2 years. I mean, they've only been doing it for 2 years.
No, I thought they got third some previous years too. Didn't they get third in some previous seasons?
No, I think
I'll have to look
the
at
whale was.
No, because
I'll look them up on Wiki. You guys talk. I'll look.
Okay, you do that. You look that up. But what we're gonna go into next is a different segment that we've never done before, and it's called Hot Takes.
Now the Marching Arts Network presents Hot Takes.
So we're going to have Cainan start. He has something he wants to get off his chest and feel better about. So take it away, sir.
My first hot take. Boston should have won last year.
I thought we were hot taking 2025.
My first hot take is that on retrospect, Boston should have won last year. And I don't even think it should have been close. So go on, tear me up.
I'm gonna update our Boston thing. Hold on, I gotta update our Boston thing.
Okay,
they came in second with Paradise Lost, but other than that, they've been knocking on door 4 through 6. 4 through 6.
And Paradise Lost should have won. That was a fantastic show.
Oh yeah,
amazing guard, visual.
Speaking of hot takes,
such a great show. I think that show should have won, to be honest with you. So,
but no, I'll tell you what. In all honesty, if you want me to limit the hot takes to this year, my first hot take for this year is that the Cavaliers will miss finals.
That's super hot.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they course corrected.
I think the problems from a design perspective are a lot bigger than were originally thought, and I don't think that the current staff that they have there is going to course correct that enough. So I've actually got Cavaliers finishing at 14th place this year.
My hot take is a little bit. I also had a Cavaliers hot take. It is not that dire, but my hot take was more of they won't climb. You know, it was that there are too many big personalities in the room that there will be drama this year.
Well, to add a little bit of meat to the bones on my hot take is, and that's not necessarily crapping on the Cavaliers. It's more of a reflection of everybody around them. You know, I think that the quality level that is being exhibited from about 16th place onwards is unbelievably good. You know, you look at last year's 16th place core; they'd have made finals. You know, probably pre-pandemic. You know, they were that good.
Huge, yeah.
So it's less of a take on the Cavaliers and probably more of a take on those around them. So, and I think that it would be very easy for them to slip out of finals.
I'll conclude with your point here, and then we'll move on. I don't know. I mean, I think they've course corrected, but we'll see. Right after the first show, you know, or a few shows in. Usually, the first show is not really a good tell. But we'll see after a few shows in.
And look, hot take number 3 for me is a positive one.
Okay,
and that is. Hot take number 3 for me is Phantom Regiment will compete for a gold medal this year.
No comment.
You're out of this one. You're out of this one. You're out of here.
No, I think that. I like your hot take.
I think Phantom Regiment competes for a gold medal this year. I don't know if they win it, but I think they're in the discussion for the entirety of the season. I cannot overlook the gigantic step forward that mine was, and there is no way, knowing the Phantom organization as I do, there's no way that they lose that momentum. So that is my.
It's up to the Blue Devils.
Well,
I mean, it's kind of related. 3.2, 3.1.
Hot take number 3.5. Hot take number 3.5, because I was. It's not it. I'll get 4 hot takes, and if you guys want to have 4, that's fine. My hot take number 4 is Blue Devils fall into the top 5. They fall out of top 4.
That's one of my hot takes. I have a positive hot take, but that's kind of like the group hot take is that Blue Devils are at risk of 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's possible. I mean, look how good Bluecoats, Boston, Phantom are. I mean,
it's a crazy top 5.
Honestly,
and Vanguard.
You better throw Vanguard and Mandarins into that mix as well.
So that's my hot take, and you kind of alluded to it before. My last hot take is Vanguard. Watch out for Vanguard. I do not trust them to be happy in 5th or 6th place.
No.
Yeah. So they are firmly in the rearview mirror of the top 3. You know, so. Fans better watch out.
What does it say in the mirrors? Objects are closer than they appear.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know, something else I noticed as well is, I don't know if you guys saw this. John Meehan has left Calgary Stampede Band.
What?
Oh, I did not.
Didn't he just get there? Like 2 years ago?
Yeah, and it's from what I'm hearing, it wasn't of his own choosing. So.
Oh.
So does he end up back in drum corps somewhere?
That's a good point. I didn't even hear that. I didn't even know that was happening. So,
hey, it's on his Facebook page.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of interesting turnovers in different areas.
I know, right? Right.
I mean, I'm gonna give a positive. I'm very hope. Okay, so I actually have one more hot take, and it's not a bad one. It's just more of an observation.
Have you guys noticed? On a happy note.
Have you guys ever noticed on all of the show reveals we just saw, they all have the same formula in terms of music? There's some classical.
It's all EDM.
Yeah, there's like classical stuff, and then there's modern. There's like at least one modern person, like Post Malone or Britney Spears or somebody intermixed in there, and it's always the same formula. Not saying it's the same shows, but same formula.
Do you know what though? It's been that way since the beginning of time. Think back to our days of marching.
Yeah,
we did the same thing. Everybody.
I mean, y'all did John Williams. Yeah, it's about as pop culture as it gets. Yeah.
Twice, 2 years in a row, the same basic show. Vanguard, 2 years in a row, the same basic show. Well, in fact, Vanguard was the same show. Just the second year was a bit better. So,
I know that Justin and I have kind of butted heads on this opinion. He doesn't like the pop culture stuff, and I do, because I think it draws in casual fans.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, the one thing I hate the most in drum corps is that awful esoteric. You talked about 99. I skipped out on drum corps from for 3 years, right at the turn of Y2K, because it was all Philip Glass esoteric BS, and it was so incredibly boring. I have tried to watch the 99 championship shows. It is so boring to me. I'm just like, you know what
though? If you watch Blue Devils, 99, I think you'd have a different opinion, because that show was just from beginning to end. I can't get past. Okay, in your face.
All right,
you know what?
I'll give
in
it
your face.
But you know what? I crap all over blue coats a lot, and I do autumn. I'm probably kind of known for it, but it's not because I don't like the blue coats, because I don't like all the esoteric shows that they do. I want to hear some music that I kind of know, or something that can kind of stick with me a little bit, and that's why I hate the Guarded of Love. Does that mean that it was performed badly? No, of course it is. They were performed great. I just don't like the show. So I get what you're saying, Jen. The other thing as well is that it not only does it draw in the casual fan, it also draws in membership as well. If I'm a 19-year-old kid and I'm told that I could play 11 minutes of bar talk, I never ever want to do that again in my life. By the way, 92 freelancers for those that are interested. God, it was the most boring music ever.
Wilson and bar talk. Yeah. Now here's Vanguard doing bar talk, so let's be, let's see what happens.
And but the beauty of modern drum corps is they're probably playing like 6 seconds of bar talk and move on to Post Malone. But the point being is, I've done 12 minutes of bar talk and had to rehearse that crap every freaking day throughout the summer. And you know what? Well, I've never listened to a single note of bar talk since 1992.
You know what? It's so funny because there's 92 freelancers bar talk, and then there's 93 star bar talk.
Well, okay, so it's in the correct, it's actually 91, but 92 is John Williams. No. 92 was
bar talk. Bar talk. We did both.
Yes.
Yeah. What bar talk did we do in 92? We did in 91.
It was the ballad, the ballad where I was a soloist and didn't get a single second of TV time. Ever.
Okay.
I didn't get a single second. I was literally the only goddamn note on the field. And I didn't get a single second of TV time.
I got more TV time than you did.
I'm getting all red here,
dude. And what's so funny is for my first 3 years, no, actually all 4 years, my 89, 90, 91, 92, I never got any visual time at all. It wasn't until 93 actually, as in the trio, I actually got, and of course we're in 15th place, so I got this wide, there he is, and that's it.
Yeah.
But our friend Mario, who was in the baritone line, he got right on views of 88, 89, 90, 91. When he went to Blue Devils in 92, he's on the video.
I have guard friends like that. Yeah.
That was the second time he aged out.
Yeah. I have a couple of guard friends that marched 89 through 93 Phantom Regiment, and they got solid TV time every single year. I'm like, how did that happen?
It didn't happen for me. I'm going to have fun editing this video, by the way. It's going to be a good time.
It's a hot mess. I love it. Let it ride.
I can't let it ride.
Just let it fly. Just let it out there. Just let it out there.
No. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Make sure that you visit our YouTube page so you can become a member of this channel and help support this channel. You can also see the cool videos like the one you're watching right now on our page. So make sure that you go there and visit and see all the different playlists. Cainan has playlists. Jen has playlists. I have playlists. We have over 280 videos now, somewhere in that ballpark. You can also become a member of the channel. And for as little as $1.99 a month, you can help support the channel. And you can also get notified when we have videos before they're actually open to the public, so you can actually get early viewing of those videos. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Please make sure you subscribe so you also get notified when we have cool videos like the one you're watching right now.
Yeah, what he said, Justin, wherever he is, subscribe, buy a t-shirt, all that good stuff. And no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're doing it, no matter who you're doing it with, no matter when you're doing it, no matter how you're doing it, just when you're doing it. Jen, do you want to finish this one?
March on.
March on, everybody.